Now regarding this ride out to the Dales, now I'm from the East Riding, you know, land of Stuart Fillingham and the Dingy Rider, is it, I think? They both ride classic 350s around the area. Quite good channels, you should check them out. Anyways, I thought I'd come out to the Dales. Doing the Yorkshire Moors, the Dales, the Lake Districts was on my to-do list. And as I get bored, I just come out here, you know, the day trip, no real planning. I just check the weather, make sure the weather's going to be halfway decent. And then I set off. And so far, I've been loving every minute of it. It's quite good. It's good for the soul. It regenerates your mojo, so to speak. And my job can be quite stressful. Yeah, something a little different today. There's a nice little reservoir walk. Although I don't think I'll be walking all the way around there because I've come out for a ride on my bike, not a walk. But there's a path, see behind me, right there. It goes all the way along around the outside. That's quite nice, I thought. Yeah. The view coming here is outstanding. I mean, I got trapped on the motorway from where I started all the way up there. You can see A63, M1, A1. The turn-off's just no good for what I wanted to, where I wanted to go. But once I got off the road, that last 10 miles, oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is the start of the Dales, my side of the Dales. Fewston, I believe it's called, Fewston Reservoir. No, Fewston Reservoir's over there, sorry. We're going over there next. But I mean, it's a beautiful place. Look at it there. I mean, I'm out here on my bike, the Royal Enfield, just chilling out, enjoying myself. And I really do wish I had one of those GoPros, because some of these rides, I mean, it'd be an hour of fun and heaven for you guys just watching it. I'm going to get one and I'm coming back out this way. That's what I'm going to do. As soon as I get some money together, because I spent all my money on my bike. So yeah, look at that. That is beautiful, that is. Yeah, I've just left the reservoir areas. I'm riding around the countryside around Fewston. It's quite nice. It's quite, you know, I'm looking at all kind of hills, but it's difficult to find a spot where I can pull over like I have done here and just take in the views, because there isn't many pull-up spots where you can pull over safely that isn't surrounded by cars. But as you can see, some really nice roads around here, but not a single car in sight. And if we go over here, just that way, a load of sheep. Sheep are everywhere. But anyhow, there's the bike. As you can see, it says I'm making the most of it. For those people that want to know, I got that bike a month ago. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and the ex said, "Oh, it's selfish you having a motorbike," so I got rid of it. Worst mistake I ever made there. Anyhow, now we're not together, I've got myself another bike and I'm living my best life. So yeah, but right now, as you can see, we've got some clouds building up. My son, who was gone for a walk around the Dales, which is where I am right now, has decided to go home because he got absolutely drenched. This is Fewston Reservoir, the bottom end. Unfortunately, footpath's closed there, so we're going to take another look this way, see if we can get anywhere. Yeah, that's Fewston behind me, and that's the bottom of it down there, which we saw from a different angle earlier. It's quite pretty. I mean, you can see the valley and everything. It's really nice. This bit here seems to be a logging area. Lots of areas of trees where they've just been chopped down. It's quite ugly, to be honest. On the topic of giving motorbikes names, I've never done that. I don't know why. I like motorbikes, I have a fondness for them. I don't give them names, and I don't attribute a gender to them either. It's just a machine really, but it's machines I like to ride. Now, when it comes to the old brick bikes, I've always had a problem with them. And it goes back to a time when I was walking home from school, and I've just walked past an old BSA, I think it was Gold Flash or something, and it looked at it and I thought, that's a nice old bike. And I got, 10 feet away, and the rider came out and started up and drove off. And the sound and the image that that bike made as it set off just stuck in my mind. And I was hooked on classic brick bikes ever since. I especially like BSAs and Nortons, although I'm not too sure about the new BSAs. They look a little bit, they don't look very British to me, put it that way, the giant radiator and the side panels that aren't chromed or polished. Should be polished steel, but instead they're painted them grey. So I'm not really keen on that. Royal Enfield, on the other hand, even though it's an Indian bike now, designed in the UK, they are more or less typically British in my mind. And this design probably not. This is, as we all know, Toro, which is based on the American Harleys and Indians and things. But that's alright, because it does the job. And yes, when I picked it, it was because it was easy to clean, and it has been easy to clean. I just used, washing up liquid in a bowl of warm water and washed it down. Doesn't take long at all. If I brought the Classic, I'd have been there for hours polishing every little bit of it. So it was a good choice for me. You've got to know your limitations, and my limitations is I don't like cleaning bikes. Anyway, says the Royal Enfield itself, it handles itself quite well. The terrain around this area, if you look around, it's hilly, very hilly. I've just gone up a gradient that was so steep I had to stick it in second to get up it. But cars that were bumper to bumper with me all the way around these roads, because they just didn't know how to maintain personal space, they were stopped by the hill. So they didn't actually get to the top as fast as I did. So these can really move it when they need to. To be honest though, I think it's quite a nice bike in its own right. The Classics and Hunters aside, and the 650 aside, the bike itself it's quite a good piece of work. It's very reliable so far. Haven't had any issues at any speed, and when I was going down the motorways, when I come off the motorways, it just feels like it's had a good blowout, and it responds even better. In fact, I would say driving one of these things in a city is not like driving one of these things in a countryside, especially when you get away from the traffic, because driving one of these in the countryside away from the traffic is where you need to do it. It's where it's at. I think in this particular case, driving around the city is just a routine. Driving around places like this is just pure joy. Anyway, so if you look at the engine, it's just, this engine for a 350 is massive compared to what it used to be. So, the old bikes that is, you used to be able to stick your hand through the gap between the carburettor and the tank. Not anymore. Oh. And that's quite a reliable engine that. It's on with three bikes now. So, it's not doing too bad. Disc brakes, they're alright. I think I'd like them to be a bit better, and the tyres, I get this kind of feeling that they slide a little bit, and the seat tyres, I'd probably change them eventually. I won't change much else though. I'm quite happy with most things about the bike. Wing mirrors maybe. Also I want to show you something. This is a brand new bike remote. I don't know if you can see it, but on mine came with this thing like someone dropped plastic on it while it was still wet. But I consider that to be one of the things that makes my bike different from everybody else, so I'm happy with that. It kind of makes it special. For those people that want to know what it sounds like, this is it on tick over. If I was to just give it a bit of throttle, really sounds beautiful, the bike does, no doubt about it. That's what I like about the old brick bikes. It's a pleasure to listen to even at high speed. The Dales, yeah, I'm only just touching on the edge of them here. This isn't even fully in the middle of the Dales where it gets really wild, and it's really nice already. So I think from a road perspective, if you're going to use Google Maps to navigate, best put waypoints in to avoid any major roads, because that's the only way you're going to see this country, is when you avoid it by waypoints in little villages. That way when you're going home you actually get to enjoy the ride, and you get to enjoy the ride coming here. For me though, I'm going to probably put waypoints in that take me into York or around the outskirts of it, instead of going down there all the motorways, because I really didn't want to do that on the way here. But by the time I realised where it was taking me, it was too late. I was committed, so I'm not doing that again. Anyway, in the future I do hope to get a GoPro or something like that. I don't have the money for it right now, but I do hope to get one, and then you'll be able to see the country lanes as I'm seeing them when I'm riding this bike. I don't thrash the arse off my bikes. I tend to just cruise along at nice speeds. I understand, that some of these bends can be quite hazardous, so I don't enter a bend I don't know at speed. I leave it at speed, but I don't enter it at speed. So, and round here there is a lot of bends. And as I keep saying, if this was what's better than a twisty road in the country, a twisty road on hills in the country. It's better than that is a twisty road with hills in a forest in the country, and there's plenty of that round here, absolutely plenty. I've been loving every minute of it. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. I'll be plotting my route home now, I think, after I've had my sandwiches.